y'all. Hey, it's your girl Tay. Welcome to Live with Tay, where we have real conversations with amazing people you need to know. And you know, Tay always give you something new to add to your playlist. Ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to get ready because our guest today, baby, he's giving you that soulful, jazzy. He's a vibe in itself. I'm gonna call it Obii music because that's how I would describe it. So he's got a new project out. Obii needs Christmas too. Ain't he the cutest little thing on here? We gonna get into it. Y'all welcome to Live with Tay, my special guest, Mr. Obii.
Oh no. Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So, Obii, I was just introduced to you a few weeks ago, and as soon as I heard your voice, I was like, how can I get him on Live with Tay? And so I want you to look in the camera and let those that are not familiar with who Obii is, let them know who you are.
Yes, my name is Obi. I am the short story. I am a Italian raised but Nigerian by blood singer songwriter. Um, I'm just and I'm as I've always been enamored with the art of music. You know, the music took me through three different countries, three different continents. I've been in the US since 2020, and I'm just very grateful for all the opportunities that I've been able to take in and actualize. So, including
And
this.
this one right here, Obii, this is the one, baby. This is the one. And so I love the fact that you are, I call you the Obii blend. You got a little bit of everything that just makes it feel good. When did you fall in love with music? When did you know, I got a gift?
Beautiful question. I it's multifolded. So in terms of when did I fall in love with it? I think this is it might sound like a cliche because I think it's definitely something that a lot of artists say, but it's very hard for me to remember a time where music wasn't really the driving force in my existence, in my quest for self-expression.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been that way. It's always been that way. But there was definitely a time when I was around 14, 15 when I truly understood that we're I don't know what this is, but we're going full force with it. I don't know how that's going to look like. You know, I come from a very small rural village in Italy where people are born there, go to school there, get married there, have
So
kids.
everybody know everybody over there.
Everybody knows everybody, less than 5,000 people. So I was, even then, you know, as a freshman in high school, I was like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna give it a good try. And that kind of led me to leave my nest and spend quite a few years in London, which I call my formative years.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking about when did I know that I had a gift or something. I'm always make sure that people know that I wasn't a musical prodigy. I
Mm.
wasn't born this way. Um, I I I I didn't wake up like this. I I I I celebrate the evolution and the development. I wasn't a Mozart, right? I didn't come out of
Right.
the womb like that. But what I was born with was an obsessive, incessant, and just constant need to express myself in
Mm-hmm.
ways that devoid language and numbers,
Mm-hmm.
ways that I call it a visceral necessity to learn more and do more and be more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I I I charged that on my upbringing. My parents are Nigerians, and Nigerians are very much informed by how can my tomorrow be better than my today?
Oh
How
yeah.
can
So
my
you Nigerian, they are all about excellence, right? And I think every
absolutely
culture is, but Nigerian culture, there's
yes,
a level of excellence that is bred into you. It's an
Yeah.
expectation. You're raised in that. That's why I was joking with your team, and I said, well, Obii don't play no games because Obii is polished, baby. Every picture, everything is polished. And
Yes. I
Nigeria.
try to. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I try to. So yes. But I guess a time when I felt like, okay, this could really turn into something was, as I said, I used to live in London. I lived in London almost 10 years.
Ooh.
I was a fixture at upstairs at the Ronnie Scott's. I say this story all the time, but that's because how much this story speaks to me. The Ronnie Scott's is the UK version of the Apollo. It's a jazz establishment that made or break a lot of people. And anyone in jazz has played there. Nina Simone, I mean, everybody played there. So the downstairs is for established act. The upstairs is for the avant-garde, upcoming, emerging act. So I spent a lot of Tuesdays at 10 p.m. headlining the showcase upstairs, and a lot of what I know and a lot of what I do and a lot of what I'm able to do, I owe it to those years. But I'll never forget the first time I was offered the opening slot for the showcase, right?
For the London Apollo is what we gonna call it.
Kind of, yes. So I was offered the not the headlining of the showcase. You have to prove yourself for that. The opening, and I remember, what was I, 23? We're talking about 2017, and it's such a small, compacted space where there's not really a stage. The only thing
it's just you in the crowd.
It's just me in the crowd, and then there's a bar right next to you. So most people are there because they're trying to drink, trying to get on all kinds of like raunchy debauchery. So people are not there for you. So by I was given a 20-minute set, and by my third song, you can hardly see anyone because it's so smoky and so misty. But by the third song, the place was dead quiet. You could hear, it's one of those textbook definition, you could hear a pin drop. Most people, it's like, if they don't like you, they'll talk over you, they'll scream, they'll smash. It's terrible. And I've seen that. You can't even hear yourself sing before. So by my third song, I couldn't hear anything. I mean, you could hear everything. And I didn't know what to think about it. But then when I came off the stage, the show photographer, the club photographer told me that, I've been here working for like 20 years. I can think about a handful of time where the crowd was
silent.
Everybody on mute, like Beyonce. So that was one of those moments, I was still in my early 20s, still going through my journey of life. So I had nothing figured out. But it was just one of those moments that even now, in the moments of of self-doubt or this is not working or whatever, I always go back to those type of moments where like I was able to do that. So I don't know where I'm gonna go.
I just know that I know that this is it, and I know that the people are feeling me, and I love this moment, and I want to have more moments where the people.
Yes.
And so I'm a music lover, and so I've been listening to a variety of your music, but The Strange Fruit, literally,
like it?
I was done. I was like, yes. And so for you to have picked a jazz, you're more, and I hate to put music in a box because I think that as a creative, even though we know you for the more jazz sound, I can hear R&B, I can hear soul, I can hear rock. Like I can hear more out of your, I think there's going to be different layers that we'll see as you continue to go on this journey. But Strange Fruit, a song that is just such a moving song, right? It made me think of all the genres, because if people were to look at you, and Americans, this is what we do. We look, and if I posted that picture up, immediately they would think, oh, he's gonna be like a hip hop, something like that.
So, 21 Savage.
Yeah, exactly. And so what made you decide to go in a more jazz jazz genre?
Yes, and there's so much truth in what you say, and thank you again so much for pointing that out. As an artist, you put things out, and you never know whether people are going to understand what you're
It's
doing.
like
But when
what's gonna stick,
moments,
right?
yeah, when you have moments like this, it's like, oh yes, somebody gets it. It's
Hmm.
beautiful. It's so rewarding. But you know, um, I was raised in soul music. Me,
Mm,
my dad, especially. My mom was your quintessential Nigerian mother, listening to Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. Nothing else, right? But my dad is a huge music aficionado. He's a
mm,
huge collector. So my eclectic taste was definitely developed and informed by what my dad was listening to.
mm,
Isaac Hayes, the Isley Brothers, a lot of obscure 60s and 70s bands. I may have had like one minor hit and then
mhm.
appeared,
Yeah,
right? A
yeah.
lot of those vinyls. So my earliest influences definitely is Marvin Gaye and
Hmm.
Sam Cooke. I mean, we're only talking about the greats. Uh,
Right, right.
Redding, Donny Hathaway.
Yeah.
But soul is where I learned how to sing.
Mm.
Jazz where I learned how to sing the Obii way. If that
Oh,
makes
yeah, that does.
So
That
the
does.
ABC of the breathing and just making sure that you always convey emotions with your singing. I learned that in soul. But the
Mm,
clarity, the technique of singing, the what you do with your voice, using your voice as a musical instrument.
yeah.
I've learned that in jazz. So my
Mm.
biggest I call her my vocal coach. She never met me. I'll never meet her because she passed
Yeah.
away. Sarah Vaughan.
Woo.
Sarah Vaughan undoubtedly inspired me so much and continues to
Yeah,
inspire me so much. I mean, for me, she's the true definition of using your voice as an instrument, as
yeah.
part of orchestra. There's
And
something
it's
about
funny to say that. I hear Sarah Vaughan, but I also hear, I do hear like a Billie Holiday. Like I really do hear all of those female greats in your voice. Um, because it is, and it's funny for you to say, soul taught me music, right? But the jazz taught you how to
Mhm.
really, really put that Obi sauce on it, is what I
Yeah,
like stuff. Because in a world where there's so many artists, and I love music, but there's no one that sounds like Obi. There's not a single when people hear you and they hear your music, they will know that there's no one else to even compare it to because your voice is that unique. It's that uh, special, and I think that that is a very good gift for you. It's an excellent gift for you because you're creating a lane that others will come behind you. So someone will say, my influence was Obi. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody. You're fusing something together that doesn't exist in our market right now.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I celebrate it. I celebrate it, of course, but don't misunderstand me. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. Especially, it was never intentional to be like, I want to be the 6'2" black man that sings holiday. It was never intentional. But at the same time, part of my 20s, what I was talking about before was about there was a lot of pressure on me to try to do something. There's a lot of people that were able to recognize the talent, but okay,
Mhm.
you're talented, but how about you sing more this way, right? I
Because
feel
it's more accepted, right? And I feel like people want to put you in a box because it's easier to sell it. And
yeah,
so I applaud you and definitely want to introduce you to my audience because you have stood on what you want to be as an artist. And that's hard, especially in this day and age, because let's face it, you know what I'm saying? It'd be real easy to market you to be a model, to do all of the things, and to sing a different genre of music.
yeah,
But your voice is just so like y'all gonna have to we're gonna play a clip, but you gotta understand there's nobody. If you're a true music lover, you'll love Obii, because you give music. When it puts it on, you can get lost in your artistry of what you do, and it's not that many in your age group of right now that are doing that. So that's you're a reminder to us that music is in good hands because they have artists like
Thank you.
Obii.
Thank
But it is hard because you are away from your family. Your family is not, you are in Texas. I think we talked about it at the beginning
you.
before we started recording. You're in Texas. So your family is not stateside with you. Is that right? You're solo for Dolo out.
My family, it is. I mean, it's a long story, but for most of my adult life, my story has always been the lone wolf. You know, there could be
Mm,
people around me, but I always felt like people would tell me, like growing up, don't worry, you're gonna find, because of my intersection of identities and where I'm
mhm,
from. You know, people would tell me, don't worry, there's gonna be a point where you're gonna find your tribe.
mm.
You're gonna find your people. I'm 32 and I'm yet to find my tribe.
Oh, Obii.
And but I'm saying it less as a woe is me thing, as
Yeah.
more of a, it's like you said before, perhaps it's just very hard to find, because I and I say this very humbly, I resonate at a different frequency. So
Mhm,
I have, it's hard for me to find folks that truly, that mind melt, that mind
mhm.
melt can happen. So I, at this point, I do celebrate it. I do
Yeah.
celebrate my family, yes. My immediate family is here in Texas, but if you were to ask me who were you influenced by, you know, none of my family members are musically or artistically inclined. You know, I'm
Mm,
a son of a nurse practitioner. I'm a son of a truck driver. You know, Nigerian culture is very much about doctors, lawyers, and judges. We don't do
yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
My sister is an engineer. My brother is pre-med. So, you know, my story has always been, especially as the first son in a Nigerian
Oh,
culture.
so they really thinking like, Obii, why? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Stop
yeah,
dog singing. Go on now and go to law school or go on to school
exactly.
or whatever. Right? Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
my storyline has always been kind of like having, doing things differently, but less about because I want to be counter current or I want to be cool, but just kind of going back to what I was saying before, just that body physical necessity of like I can not be who I am.
Yeah,
Tried, a lot of the turmoil, a lot of the tempestuous experiences that I've experienced in my 20s were because I've tried in some way to conform, but there's just so much pain that
yeah,
anytime just being yourself, you may not achieve as much as you could achieve by being more globally palatable, but there's
hmm,
something to be said about what you get from just
hmm.
being yourself.
No, Obi, I love that, and that in itself is a whole pep talk. So somebody watching this right now, Obi is an example of the fact that you've got to show up as yourself. Will you be a multimillionaire right away? Maybe not, right? But the
Mhm.
thing that you will be is you'll be able to be at peace with the person that you see every day in the mirror, and that's you, right?
Yeah.
And uh, I believe that when you follow your passion, when you really do what sets your soul and makes your heart smile, everything else up will align. Will
Yeah.
it be a hard struggle? Yeah, you go through some things, but your tribe will find you, or you'll be your own tribe, right? And then, it ain't nothing wrong with that neither, right? Because then you get to watch all the things you want to watch on TV and do all the things you want to do when you rolling solo by yourself. So no, I love that, Obi. I love it. And so you have a new project out. I am in love with this cover. Obi, is that really you? Because we did not want to
Me.
assume. I
That
said,
is me.
a little Obi right there. That is a little
That is.
Obi there. I,
So I used to uh, I used to be a child model in Italy, especially in Italy. There's not a lot of black people in Italy, so especially in the 90s. There was my mom's friend. She's Italian. She's a photographer. So her favorite thing, she would just, this is back in the 90s when people would have like studios. So
yeah, yeah.
you to get photos. You have to go to the studio, set up your photo shoot, and develop all of that. So you take pictures of me and then put across the studio, make it into calendar, just merchandise. Uh,
Definitely body. Y'all look a little Obii. Look how he is looking. He got that face like, okay, hurry up. But it's the pose for me. It's the foot cocked and the arm and the hand up in the air. Lets us know that you were destined to be a star. You were destined.
and that was probably definitely that was probably directed. I don't think I would have this
Did it
straight
just
like that. But I wanted to have that, I probably was 3, 4. That's probably Christmas 96, 97.
Mhm.
And then my team thought about doing something a la Lil Wayne, like
Mm.
one of his album covers. He had a picture of himself, and
Yeah,
got a picture of his, and just with the tattoos. So yeah, I didn't have face tattoos when I was 3.
I
Uh,
love, I
but
love.
they added that.
So Obii, let's get into it. So Obii needs Christmas too. I like that. I like the title. What inspired Obii needs Christmas too? Is
Yes.
there a hidden message behind that? Share with us.
Yeah, the original title was Sinners Needs Christmas Too.
Okay.
And it was actually, that title was um, loosely inspired by The Color Purple, the film, the
Mm,
1985 one, where Shug Avery sings, maybe God is trying to say something, hugs
mm,
her dad and says, see, sinners have souls too. See that?
mm,
So I'm
mm,
like, oh, sinners have souls too. Sinners need Christmas too. And a lot of my songwriting, if not all of my songwriting, is really just about, I feel like as humans, we kind of like walk along this line of dualism, right? Being saints,
mm,
saints, being clean-minded and being not clean-minded,
mhm,
sanity and insanity. And a lot of what I talk about is that, at any given moment, we have a spirit of destruction and a spirit of creation. And then at the same time, I was thinking about the fact that, especially living in London, London, there's a lot of immigrants in London. And
mm.
London, on Christmas Day, everything stops,
Oh.
transport included. Meaning
Mhm,
that unless you have family there or a means of transport, you're spending Christmas by yourself.
mm,
Something that I did a lot in my 20s.
mm,
Most people, are just alone at Christmas.
mm,
And I have personal lived-in experiences with that. So again, going back to kind of that juxtaposition of Christmas is supposed to be very much about family and being jolly and being merry and being happy and content. But most of my Christmases, I don't relate with that. Does
mm,
that make me any less deserving of a Christmas?
mhm,
Kind of like going back, it's like, Obii, sinners need Christmas too. Faith is something that definitely informs a lot of what I do. And my Lord came not for the just, but he came for the sinners, right?
yeah.
So that's kind of like what I was thinking throughout, the whole thing. And for me, I felt like I would have more to say in a Christmas project as opposed to just do a very merry rocking around the Christmas trees.
Right.
I feel like I would have had more to say about folks that spend Christmas alone. People
Mm,
also spend Christmas Day at a hospital,
yeah.
on their way to the cemetery to say hi, to greet somebody that lost, grieving. Uh,
Mm,
because I have lived experiences of that. So I felt like that title, I wanted to kind of encapsulate that, right?
no,
As opposed
I love that, Obii, and the fact that you just made me think about it. Christmas, although the world may shut down as far as stores and things like that, life still goes on at Christmas. So if somebody's in the hospital and they're sick, they don't get to not be sick on Christmas. They still are sick on that particular day. If life has people have woke up, if some people haven't woken up on Christmas Day, they're
yeah,
going timeline is done. So that means that those that love them, they need a Christmas too in the midst of them grieving or processing everything that's going on if they lose their loved one that day. And so I love that. So for those that are downloading the project, Obii Needs Christmas Too, tell them what they can expect to hear on this particular project.
Yes, so it's a collection of originals and holiday standards. I handpicked the song. I didn't want to do too much of a long creation because I wanted it to be focused. So there's a original one. I wrote an original Christmas song called "This Is What I Learned to Christmas Eve," which is also inspired by lived in experiences. And then I kind of wanted to cherry pick songs that I felt like, were familiar to folks, but I could really add my own
Obii seasoning. Yeah.
seasoning, my perspective, my POV. I listened to a lot of like Vera Hall and Dope Creed references. So a lot of like Vera Hall has, she recorded a lot of like orally passed down slave songs, field songs. She's most known for the "Ooh, Lord, and the trouble so hard." So she has like thousands of songs like that. So I was listening to a lot of this like songs that, because they were orally tradition and transmitted, there's not really lyrics to it. And you have to remember them by hearing them. So they were still effective. And a lot. That's what I kind of wanted to write. That's kind of how I approached this project. I didn't want it to be crazily elaborate. I wanted to kind of keep that feeling of like a song. My grandma used to sing this song to me. That's why I know it. And I only know the lyrics that my grandma used to sing.
I love it.
Yeah, those were little.
No, I love that. And so, it's the holiday season, and I'm going to encourage everyone that's watching this particular interview, go ahead and add it. Yes, we love Mariah Carey Christmas, baby. That's one that everybody, it's time, it's time, right? But it's also time for you to broaden your holiday playlist. And Obii Needs Christmas Too is definitely one. It's going to give you that jazz feel. It's going to give you that holiday feel, but it's going to give you soul. Like he just said, y'all heard him just sing just a little snippet. He can sing on cue, honey. He can sing. He can hold a note on his own. He definitely can. And so, Obii, you have mentioned some greats, being from London, Nigerian based, and now here in the States. I got to ask you, if you could do a dream collaboration with anybody, who would it be and why?
There's definitely a list. But without, if I was to go with the first person that comes to mind, if she has the time of the day for me, because I'm pretty sure I have to get in line for Lauryn Hill.
Yes, Lauryn Hill. Why did you pick Lauryn Hill? Why?
Lauryn
Hill. You and Lauryn doing together?
That freaking album, I was about to cuss. That freaking album. I'm just adding to the echo of people that have been inspired by her, but the lyricism, spirituality, the respect that she has for who came before her, how much you can see how much she's inspired from who came before her. It's just she's my generation, she's our generation, Nina Simone, the way she expresses herself, and then it's just, I could go on for hours. It's just her lyricism, her talent, her uniqueness, voice. It's just.
I think that all together definitely would make a beautiful body of work. But let's get into the cover, the artistry. I could see a music video with you and Lauryn Hill would just be phenomenal. Just the looks, the everything would just be over the top. So Lauryn, go ahead and clip it and send it to you. And if y'all make it happen, let me just get a cameo appearance in the video. That's all I'm asking.
Hey, man, I'm ready.
Give you a little cameo. So it's the holiday season, of course. And of course, I'm telling everyone to add Obii Needs Christmas Too to their playlist. But Obii, give me some of your holiday playlist favorites that you have on your playlist.
So funny you should say that. I actually do have curated a playlist for this year.
Ooh, ooh.
Let me see what I'm listening to. Um, Joy, Whitney Houston.
Yeah, from yes,
Yeah,
yes.
for sure. I'm listening to, let's see. CeeLo Green has a Christmas project. I don't know how many people know that. Okay, let's talk about CeeLo Green for a second. People sleep on CeeLo Green's voice.
Mhm.
CeeLo Green's voice is amazing.
It is. Mary, did you know brings me to tears every
And that's exactly the song I was about to talk about.
yes,
Mary, did you
yeah,
know?
yeah, that's good.
I
Shout out.
showed out on that Christmas album.
Yeah, he
I love
did.
CeeLo Green.
He
I
did.
love CeeLo Green. And you said three songs?
Yep, you give me one more.
Then have yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Either the Tony Braxton and Babyface duet
Ooh, yeah, that was a good one.
or the one with the phone call at the beginning. Um, or the Judy Garland version.
You better take it classic. You better now listen now. Obi knows music, y'all. He done gave us everywhere from CeeLo Green, Tony Braxton to Judy Garland. So y'all know it, Obi know music, y'all. Now that's a good that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, Obi, I have thoroughly enjoyed having you on the show. When you come to Atlanta, we've already talked about this. We're gonna get you again, and anytime you've got something new, you know you're always welcome over here with us. But I'm going to go ahead and take a step back and let you tell the people, look in the camera and let everybody know why Obi needs to be on their playlist.
Yes. Again, thank you so very much for having me. And I believe in authenticity. I believe in unadulterated and unbridled authenticity in your music, in your art. And that's something that informs, nurtures, and informs what I do. Um, I I think I hope I'm doing a great job in being authentic in my music. So whenever you hear in my songs, whether it's a whisper, a breath, silence, those were all motions that came from a place of truth and a place of sincerity. And I'm inspired by those that came before me, right? That perhaps also paid the price for their authenticity in their music. Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit, Nina Simone. But in all of it, and this is something that I've learned from Lauryn Hill in the highs and the lows, and the peaks and the valleys of one's life. Everything is beauty. Everything is beauty. Everything is beautiful. And I hope in my music, especially my Christmas album, that comes across. So I am grateful for whoever is streaming, listening to, sharing my material. Um, it gladdens me without beyond words. And I'm just very grateful for all the opportunities that have been presented in front of me. And I'm looking forward to be able next year, 2026, to come out for live shows and meet you all, because there's a lot of you all messaging me, commenting on my stuff, on my material, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all very, very, very soon.
Listen, I am too old because Obi a whole vibe, y'all. He's a whole vibe. So y'all know what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in to Live with Tay, where we have real conversations with amazing people you need to know, like Obi. And we always give you something new to add to your playlist, like Obi Needs Christmas too. Y'all go ahead and run it up, add it to your playlist. And until next time, oh, how could I be so rude? Y'all make sure that y'all go to This Is Obii, Obii.com, and you can find out all things Obi on there, okay? Because he's a whole vibe and you need to get into it. So until next time, y'all, this your girl Tay. Y'all know I'm